Ever wonder why some people leave you drained, guilty, or stuck in their drama? Today we're exposing the 5 types of toxic people you need to spot and how to outsmart them. Plus a wild story that'll make you say, "Been there." Let's dive in. Why toxic people matter. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a topic that hits close to home for pretty much everyone. Toxic people. You know the type. Those individuals who somehow manage to turn your good day into a total mess. They might be a friend, a coworker, or even a family member, but the impact's the same. Chaos and exhaustion. I've had my fair share of run-ins with them, and I'm guessing you have too. That's why I'm so pumped to dive into this with you. We're going to break down what makes these people tick and how they get under our skin. Plus, I'll share some practical ways to deal with them so you're not left feeling drained. Stick around because I've got a crazy story coming up near the end. It's one you totally relate to. I promise it'll make you laugh, cringe, or maybe both. So, let's get started and figure out how to spot and handle the toxic people in our lives. Hit the like button if you're ready, and let's roll. The energy vampire. First up on our list is the energy vampire. Seriously, these people are something else. They walk into your life or even just a conversation and bam, the vibes shift. It's like they've got this dark cloud following them and they're determined to rain on your parade. They're always complaining about their job, their relationships, the weather, you name it. Nothing is ever good enough and they'll talk your ear off about it. You try to listen, maybe offer a little advice, but it's like pouring water into a bottomless pit. By the time they're done, you feel like you have run a marathon, except you didn't even sign up for it. They don't seem to notice how wiped out you are, or maybe they just don't care. I had a coworker like that once. Every lunch break was her personal vent session. I'd leave those chats feeling like I needed a nap and a coffee IV drip. The worst part is, they keep coming back for more, like they're addicted to your energy. Watch out for these folks. They'll suck you dry if you let them. The guilt tripper. Next, let's talk about the guilt tripper. These people are masters of manipulation. They've got the uncanny ability to make you feel like everything is your fault, no matter the situation. Didn't reply to that text in 5 minutes? You are a terrible friend, obviously. Can't drop everything to help them move on a random Tuesday? You're selfish and heartless, according to them. They'll hit you with things like, "I guess I'm not important to you," and suddenly you are apologizing. It's emotional blackmail, and they're pros at laying it on thick. I've seen this play out with people who act like you owe them your whole life. They twist every interaction, so you're on the defensive, second-guessing yourself. It's exhausting. It can really be messy. It can mess with your head if you don't catch it early. The key is recognizing that guilt isn't your burden to carry. It's their weapon. Once you see that, you can start pushing back instead of caving in. The chaos creator. Then you've got the chaos creator. These folks are like human tornadoes. They can't seem to exist without some kind of drama swirling around them. Every day is a new crisis. Maybe it's a fight with their partner or a blowout with a friend. They'll tell you every gory detail, whether you've asked for it or not. It's always intense. Then, before you know it, They're pulling you into the mess. Which side are you on? Or can you fix it for them? You try to stay out of it, but they don't take no for an answer. And suddenly, you're spending your energy on their problems instead of your own life. I had a friend who called me at 2 a.m. crying about her latest disaster like clockwork. It's like they thrive on the adrenaline of conflict and need an audience to keep it going. If you don't play along, they might even turn the chaos on you. Watch out for that. It's a wild ride you didn't buy a ticket for, and it's okay to step off. The Backhanded Complimenter. Okay, let's get into the Backhanded Complimenter. These ones are sneaky little confidence assassins. They'll toss out a line like, "Wow, you look good today. Did you finally get some sleep?" At first you're like, "Oh, thanks," but then it sinks in. Wait, do I usually look like a zombie? Or they'll say, "You're so brave for wearing that. I'd never pull that off." It's praise with a sting, designed to make you doubt yourself. They get this smug little kick out of watching you process it too. I've dealt with people who'd say stuff like, "You did a great job for someone with no experience," and I'd be left wondering if I actually sucked. It's subtle, but over time it chips away at your self-esteem. The trick is catching that hidden jab and not letting it land. They want you insecure. Don't give them the satisfaction. The Boundary Bulldozer. Number 5 is the Boundary Bulldozer. And oh man, these people are relentless. You set a clear limit like, "Hey, I need some time alone tonight." And they act like it's a personal attack on them. They'll text you nonstop, call repeatedly, or even show up at your door uninvited. It's like your no isn't even in their vocabulary. They just keep pushing. If you say you're busy, they'll make you feel guilty with, "Oh, I guess you don't have time for me." I had someone like this who demand I drop everything whenever they needed to vent. If you push back, they flip it. Suddenly, you're the bad guy for having boundaries. It's maddening because it feels like your space doesn't matter to them. They want control, and your limits are just obstacles to steamroll. And over time, it can make you feel powerless if you don't stand your ground. The key is holding firm, even when they throw a tantrum about it. You've got every right to protect your peace. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Story time. My toxic roommate. All right, buckle up, because this one's a doozy from the past. A couple years ago, I lived with this roommate. Let's call her Sarah. And she was a walking toxic disaster. I'd come home after a long day, and the apartment would be trashed, dishes piled up, her clothes all over my stuff. One night I walked in and she's screaming on the phone with her ex. Full-on meltdown. I'm exhausted, so I say, "Sarah, can you keep it down a bit?" She spins around, tears streaming down her face, and yells, "You don't even care that my life is falling apart." Then get this. He hurls a plate at the wall, and it shatters everywhere. Guess what? It wasn't even her plate. It was mine. For weeks after, she'd leave little passive-aggressive notes like, "Sorry if I'm such a burden. I'll try to be quieter." I'd find them and just stare, and I think, well, are you kidding me? I moved out as fast as I could. But that experience taught me a lot. Sarah was a chaos, guilt, and boundary issues rolled up into one. We'll never forget it. What have we learned? So, what did we learn today? Let's recap. 1. Energy vampires suck you dry, so protect your peace. 2. Guilt trippers thrive on your apologies, so don't fall for it. 3. Chaos creators live for drama. Don't get cast in their show. 4. Backhanded complimenters chip away at your confidence. See through the fake praise. Boundary bulldozers ignore your limits, so stand firm. And 6. My story with Sarah. Proof that toxic people can be a cocktail of all these things. The big takeaway is you don't have to put up with it. Set boundaries, call it out, or walk away if you can. You deserve better. And that's that. What's your toxic people story? Thanks for watching. Drop your story about toxic people in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider checking out one of our other videos. What does "I consider you a friend" really mean? And what if you stayed quiet after disrespect? Let's create a community where we support each other. Free thinker out.